The Book of Joe, a fictional piece inspired by true nightmares. Read by Joe Gallegos, the author. Nightmare 1, the end. There's screaming outside, coming from all around. I run out my door to find huge golden crafts hovering in the air. There's no one around. I'm all alone. My family's gone. I don't know where they've gone. The crafts move slowly and with ease. In the distance, I can see people rising in the air, screaming as they float. What the hell is going on? They get pulled up into the crafts and vanish. Is it aliens? Then I see a symbol on the side of the ships and realize they aren't ships at all, but rather the golden chariots described in the Bible. Really? Judgment Day has come? It has to be, but why am I left behind? Am I not worthy? I drop to my knees and pray for forgiveness, hoping the craft will come back my way and take me. That's where my family is. I just want to be with them. It rises up now, leaving this world without me. The screams have dissipated to almost a whisper. He has everyone that's going, and I'm not one of them. The crafts vanish, and I'm left alone in the silence, with tears burning my cheeks. But the silence doesn't last long. Howls of terror start to fill the void. I will not die like this. I run inside and start gathering the swords I've collected over the years. I never liked guns, but now I wish I had. I head for my door with the picture of my family in my pocket and prepare for the worst. I wake up. Nightmare 2, realization. I'm leaving my front yard at this point, sword in hand, when I hear a deafening screech above my head. Have the ships come back? I look up into a hazy sky to see a new craft, this one dark and burning. Only it's not on fire from damage, but by design. Hell's fire. What's really going on? I can't be sure, but I know I'm in danger. I hide in the brush and watch as the ship comes full circle towards me. It may know I'm here. It descends towards the earth and sits motionless in the air. About 500 yards away, a man jumps out of a tree and runs across my field of vision. I'll never forget the look on his face. Sheer panic. I watch as a long, flesh-colored tether projects from the craft and spears the man through his back. He explodes, as if he were merely just a water balloon filled with blood. He vanishes in the blink of an eye. He didn't even have time to scream. I hope my own end comes just as swiftly as it did for him. I realize that this must be the end of humanity. I can't be the only other left behind. I wait for the ship to move on and decide I must look for any survivors. Maybe they will have answers. I wake up. Nightmare 3, face to face. So much time has passed. I'm no longer in the comforts of my neighborhood. My home is miles away and I haven't found anyone else. The world around me is no longer recognizable. Homes are halfway standing and towns look more like landfills. My swords are clean of blood and gore and seem to be the only thing left clean in this world. No ships, no people, just me. I approach a town. I have no idea which one. My clothes are filthy and torn and are reminders of a long journey. I enter a building looking for food. It has a wall missing. Maybe it will just fall on me and end my suffering, I hope. I look at my family's photo. I pray I will see them again, face to face. I'm still so confused about what the first crafts were. I haven't found any answers, nor will I find any food here. Everything is rotted. I think about all those I've loved in my life. I hope if it was God, He took them. I don't even care anymore about being left behind. I just hope they are safe. I hope I can greet them all one day, in person again. Panic grips me as I hear the growls behind me. I run, and I don't look back. I wake up. Nightmare 4, just run. Running. It's all I can do right now. I hear it behind me, gaining ground, snarling and giggling all the while. It's gonna kill me, this I'm sure of. What else can I do except just run? I have my swords, but the beast behind me shakes the ground with every step. I can only assume he's giggling at the thought of killing me. Swords would be useless against such evil. My legs burn up from the running. I actually wake up from this nightmare with sore legs. But I have to keep running. I'm scared shitless at this point. I want to stop and let it be over with. Let this monster have his way. He would relish killing me. He would laugh at my death. However, I've never given up on anything, and I can't give up now. I'll keep running until it's over. The steps grow louder until his breath is on my back. I stop dead in my tracks and turn around screaming my last battle cry and swing my sword at nothing. He's gone, but I can still hear his laughter. I run again until I wake up. Nightmare 5. Now I know. I can't stop running. I think about the growl, the laughter, the sheer delight my death will bring one of these creatures. Are they demons? Aliens? Monsters? Who the fuck knows at this point? I remember feeling real confusion in my dream. I see a small cottage, still in good condition, in a clearing ahead. A small ray of sunlight shines down on it, as if a beacon. With my luck, it's just gonna be trouble, I think. Maybe it's a sign that I need. Maybe there will be food in there. I can only pray. Still running, I leap into the air and kick the door in as hard as I can, and go tumbling inside as I can't catch my footing. My head hits the leg of a table. I stand up and am greeted by a Bible on that same table. At least I can have a good read before I die. I ask whatever God is up there for a sign and flip the Bible open to a random page. Revelations. Now I know. This is the end of me. I close the door behind me and begin to read about the end of things as I know them until I wake up. Nightmare 6. Wandering. I've left the safety of the cottage at some point and now walk along a dirt road, just wandering aimlessly. I have no idea where I'm going. As I approach a nearing hill, I hear a man screaming. I crouch down next to some bushes and I make my way up the hill and I see him. He's running, doing his best impression of me 2 nightmares ago. He's scared, like me, and looks just as confused as well. My first instinct is to call out to him, but then I see it, another ship. This one resembles a windmill, long and slender with the sort of wheel on the front of it. It moves slowly, as if it's not trying to make the capture. Anxiety rises up in me when I realize it's just watching things unfold, some sort of a hunt in progress. I hear the growling, followed by the giggles and the laughter. I know what's coming, so I make my way down the hill and head in the direction I came from. Suddenly, they're screaming, loud and deafening, shaking me to my core. He got him. It got him. Whatever the hell it is. I break out into a full sprint again, as fast as I can move. Looking over my shoulder, I see the ship turn towards me. It sees me. A new hunt is about to begin. I want to wake up and force myself to do so. Nightmare 7. Aware. I made it to a clearing surrounded by trees. I hide in the only bushes I can find and I pray it's enough. The sky is full of ships now of all designs. Some big, some small, some designed for killing and others for capture, but all are on fire. They have become aware of me, I believe. A woman runs out from the tree line and is tethered like the man in my second nightmare. And like the second nightmare, she pops. Gore scatters across the field and she's just gone. The ship moves on slowly, but they aren't finished with their search. I watch from a distance as a horde of creatures make their way towards the tree line across the field. They are too far away for me to see in detail what they are. They look big. My swords would be no match for them, almost like fighting a rhino with a toothpick. They are aware that people still remain. If I could find someone before they do, I may get answers to what's happening. I start to run again. I feel the need to get away from this place. I feel the need to wake up. Nightmare 8. Time. Much time has passed. I can feel the beard on my face growing longer. I'm walking down another street, only this time I've made it to a city. Buildings barely stand anymore. Bricks litter the streets. The ships are still everywhere, only I must be tired of running. I walk along, alone, waiting. I feel hopeless. I feel like I'm waiting on death row, only my sentence can be carried out any minute with no warning. I hear screams in the distance. I don't panic or flinch. Too much time has passed, and I guess I'm getting used to it. The first screams I heard were of confusion, as people didn't know what was happening. These screams I hear now are of the end. Lives over in an instant, and such a cruel way to go. I hear them coming and know it's another group of those demons. I hide under a pile of rubble as they pass. I don't ever want to crawl out from under these rocks. I start shaking in my sleep and wake myself up. Nightmare 9. Cattle. I open my eyes to a world of trees once again as I have left the city. A golden field rests in front of me. The grass is knee-high, perfect to dive in if I need to hide. I'm already scared in this dream. I sit in the highest grass I can find and rest for a minute. Then I hear it. Here we go again, I think to myself. A group of steps. There are many of them. I listen, too afraid to poke my head above the grass line. Soft talking fills the air. People. Before I can rise, I hear the grunts of those demons right behind, and it causes me to sit motionless. Then the growls begin, followed by screams. I hear them being slaughtered like cattle. I freeze. I can't even cover my ears. Too afraid to rise, I sit and listen until the end. I don't even know what their captors look like, but I won't dare peek. I've heard enough to know that I don't want to see. The shaking begins in my sleep again. I feel it as I wake up. Nightmare 10. My face. Back in the town, I drift around looking for something, anything. I know this is the start of another nightmare as the world around me is in shambles. I hear the growls in the distance. The creatures are still looking for me. A terrifying and crazy thought enters my mind. I've dreamed of things before they've happened in the past. What if I'm seeing another event before it's happened? Can I really be having a vision of the end of the world? If this is in fact a vision, then I need to see my face. It will give me an idea of what year it is based on the aging of my face. I start to do a mad scramble through a building nearby to find a mirror. Nothing. Suddenly the world is devoid of windows. Not a single glass shard big enough to see more than my eye. A sense of urgency falls over me as I look everywhere to find something shiny. Panic grips me tightly as I search now at what seems like 100 miles an hour. I'm throwing things around like a crazy man, looking for anything. I hear steps in the next room. Big steps. I look up to see a tall, slender mirror resting in a corner. It's dusty and old. I run over and wipe it off as fast as I can, and I'm shocked to see my face. I've hardly aged at all. That means that this will come in my lifetime, sooner rather than later. There is no time to think about it now. The creature is entering the doorway into the room directly behind me. I run full speed through a hole in the wall, knowing he has seen me. His steps are loud. He's coming right behind me as I wake up. Nightmare 11. My death. I'm almost dead now, running like my life literally depended on it. This nightmare is more intense than any other. I'm in the woods. I'm covered in sweat and it's flying off of me as I can't seem to stop running. I can't breathe. I stop long enough to catch my breath and realize I lost my would-be captor. I'm shaking so hard now, in sleep and in this nightmare. I catch my breath and look up only to see that I'm not alone. He found me. He stands around 8 feet in height with white, milky skin covered in black veins and is almost as wide as a garage door. A huge lump on his back that resembles a turtle shell pulses. He looks like a scary-ass warped version of a turtle, only he has eyes as white as his skin and a small black misshapen pupil in the center. He smiles and giggles that horrible sound he makes. This is, without a mistake, a demon. This is hell. I look down and realize I've drawn my sword without thinking about it. Why the fuck do I even still have this thing? The terror sets in, and I know I'm fixing to die. I finally break, accepting the end for what it is. I will not cry, not for this fucking thing, but I can barely hold it together. I draw a long, shaky breath as the demon sets on all fours, beginning his charge. He laughs in the same moment that I begin to scream. I run forward with my sword drawn. If I'm gonna die, I'm going out swinging. The distance between us shortens dramatically fast. Impact. The world is spinning. I can see trees and sky and dirt and grass all at once. I feel the twigs and the leaves under my back. I close my eyes and I scream and I fight. Everything goes quiet and black. I know that, in my dream, I may have truly found my death. These 11 nightmares would span 22 days. It was 8 days later that I had one last nightmare that connected with the last 11. 12 nightmares in 30 days. Nightmare 12, the true hell, the beginning. There's light. I see light coming into my field of view. It's bright at first, but dims slowly. Then I realize I'm looking at the sky, standing and staring straight up through the trees at the sky. My face feels swollen until I reach up and feel that half of it is. I feel the hot blood pouring over my forehead and down my back. I look down and I find myself in complete amazement. The demon has fallen beneath me and I'm standing on him. I drop down to all fours, still on his chest with my face inches from his lifeless eyes, and let out a primitive scream. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I jump up to my feet, still on his chest, and give him both hands with both middle fingers. Yeah, one for you and one for your master. I let him know that I'm coming and the true hell is coming with me. I tremble with real hate as I spit on his face. I feel heat wash over my shoulders, only it's not the hellfire I feared all this time. I begin to laugh and cry in the same moment. It's just the sun. Only it's not the sun alone. I feel some sort of revitalized life pump through me. I feel his presence. I wasn't meant to go. I was meant to stay for a reason only he knows. I look up to the sky and laugh harder than I ever have. I have dark times ahead of me, yet I'm standing in the light. And all I can see is the sun. 2 months later, Nightmare 13, Dream. I can't really call this a nightmare, but it is connected with the last. It was brief, only lasting seconds. I'm standing on a hilltop. It's the evening, right before dusk. A sea of grass is in front of me, illuminated by the sun. Trees are in the distance, blowing in the wind. My face is dirty and stained, as well as my clothes. I hear steps behind me. I turn and see that somewhere along my journey, I've made a few friends. A small group of people are with me. They look tired and just as filthy as me. I give them a look of reassurance and look forward. I begin to walk. I wake up. The Book of Joe, a fictional piece inspired by true nightmares. Chapter 1.